Can you believe that as of today, May 29th of 2024, Mario Kart 8 is 10 years old. Mario Kart 8 is a decade years old. This is genuinely one of the more confusing things to wrap my mind around. I hear how games get very old after a while and they're like, oh, Mario Odyssey is now hitting almost 7 years old and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that is still kind of crazy. But a Mario Kart game, like the recent Mario Kart game, the most recent Mario Kart game is technically 10 years old. Now, I know you can say Deluxe is technically different and all that stuff, but I mean, it's essentially the same game with added tracks. So literally 10 years since modern Mario Kart dropped. How is this even allowed? I remember back on the Wii U, Mario Kart 8 was considered one of the holy grail games. It was like an amazing new feat for Mario Kart. I remember having my friends come over who clearly didn't have Wii U's at the time. And one of my best friends came over literally just to play this game and see what it's about, and was like in shock. I mean, I remember his face still to this day. We were on Sunshine Airport and he was just like, this is a HD freaking Mario Kart. Like, this looks insane. And immediately he went out like the next day and bought a Wii U to play Mario Kart. I mean, literally it takes nothing but a Mario Kart or a Smash Brothers for him to buy a new Nintendo console every single time, and then he's on board. So yeah, he saw this and immediately he's like, I've got to have one. Yeah, it was just so unfortunate that this game came out on the Wii U because no one really had a Wii U. And this game is just massive. I mean, it is the Mario Kart to have at the time. It's just like it's on a terrible console right now. But of course, Nintendo did the smartest thing by, as soon as Switch actually launched, they said, you know what, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And I remember it was kind of like announced so secretly. It wasn't even like in Nintendo Switch's presentation or anything. It was just like after the show, oh yeah, by the way, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a thing and it's coming. So yeah, it blew everybody out the water. And I guess you could say it sold well. I mean, what are these sales? And what's even crazier is this Deluxe game came just 3 years after the original from the Wii U. And yes, that means it's now been over 7 years since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had launched on the Switch, because it came out just a month after Switch had launched, which is, it's insane. 7 years? Look, I know I'm always on this channel talking about where the heck is 3D Mario. Like, Mario Odyssey came out at the end of 2017. We need a new 3D Mario, but man, forget 3D Mario for this video. We need a new Mario Kart game. It's so crazy this game has lasted this long, and honestly, Nintendo helped it too. I remember it was back in February of 2022, and we started to hear rumors that the next Mario Kart was happening. We was hearing that it was going to be Mario Kart 10, Mario Kart X, Mario Kart Crossroads, something, and it was in the works, and it was getting ready to be revealed and released, and a lot of us were like really gearing up for a new Mario Kart. The Direct was kind of bland, and then finally at the end of the show, we got to see Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is now getting a booster course pass? Yep, right when we thought Nintendo was going to drop a brand new Mario Kart trailer and get us hyped for a new Mario Kart game, maybe even for the next console, Nintendo says, no, we're going to double down, I guess triple down on Mario Kart 8 by now giving you not only a deluxe edition, but also more tracks, and a lot more tracks. I mean, starting from the beginning of 2022 and going to the end of 2023, we would have 2 years of Mario Kart 8 DLC tracks, which are bringing back old tracks from past games and also a couple of new ones that were recently added to the mobile title. So we were getting Mario Kart tracks like crazy. In almost every single Nintendo Direct, we could expect some type of information on the next wave. There was a total of 6. You heard me right. 6 waves over the course of 2 years, just about 3 waves a year, so we were constantly getting Mario Kart stuff, and it almost felt like we were back in Super Smash Brothers days, where we would get a brand new character revealed almost every single Nintendo Direct, and like we were constantly getting information on new characters for years and years after the game had launched. It seemed like Mario Kart 8 had a new momentum where it was never going to die. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and I think a big problem with it is the fact that it went on for 2 years. It was very well spread out, and I feel like Nintendo did this on purpose to give them more time to work on whatever this next Mario Kart title is going to be. So that was 2 free years of Mario Kart content that they didn't really have to worry about because it was just bringing back old tracks. But yeah, I feel like right after the halfway mark, right around wave 4 is when I felt like the hype started to die down. I mean, you can see it in the community. Not too many people were that excited about a new wave of Mario Kart compared to the first 3. Lots of my friends also just slowly started to get to the point where like, All right, new wave, because once you do something for 2 years and expect stuff for 2 years, it gets a little stale after a while. I remember wave 1 and 2, it was like so exciting. We were like, we could not wait for the next wave. And as soon as they dropped it, we would all jump on and play them. But then by like wave 5, we were barely even touching the waves. We would jump on maybe like a week after they dropped, play them once, and then be done with them. And with 48 tracks, it wasn't the lack of content. I mean, there's tons of content in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe now. I mean, tons. And it was at a really good price for the booster pass. It's just enough. Like, we're done with these old tracks. We're done with Mario Kart 8's engine. We want to move on to something new, something different, a whole new title altogether. And of course, we're now still waiting in the year of 2024, just about halfway through it. We're still waiting for this next Mario Kart game, and I think it's safe to say that it's going to be a huge, at least year 1 title for Switch 2. I don't see how Nintendo doesn't have this be either a launch title or a big holiday game for the first year of Switch 2, which is looking like it's going to be 2025. The rumors right now are suggesting that Switch 2 is going to drop in March of 2025, so yeah, either launch title or holiday game would be huge, especially considering how many people purchased Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. Look at those numbers. Nintendo would be pretty stupid to not have this game ready for the launch of Switch 2, especially considering the fact that rumors are suggesting that the only reason why Switch 2 was not coming at the end of this year is because they had to push it back for the release of games, that their launch titles and also I guess their year 1 games weren't ready yet, and they wanted to make sure that everything was ready before this game console came out. So yeah, this should be ready by now. It's been 10 years since an original Mario Kart Nintendo. As far as what the future holds for the next Mario Kart, I honestly have no clue. I tried predicting it and trying to figure out what they could do, but it's really hard to say. It could just be another really good-looking Mario Kart game with a very simple mechanic, because in my opinion, the zero grav is a very simple mechanic. Sometimes you can't even tell if you're in zero grav without looking at the tires, but you know what? Maybe it's just a simple mechanic. The game looks really good, and there's tons of additional modes and stuff to play with. For instance, I think my biggest wishes are like mission modes with like bosses returning from Mario Kart DS. Maybe like a proper story, almost like Diddy Kong Racing would be pretty cool. Also, just better character skins and just another unique roster of characters, maybe pulling from more obscure characters from, you know, obscure games, or maybe even just pulling in some more third-party characters, or at least third-party to Mario, not like to Nintendo, meaning like Zelda characters, Kirby, Pikmin, stuff like that would be pretty cool. Not a whole lot, because I know a lot of people don't want it to be a Nintendo kart, but just enough to kind of have a lot more fun cameos. Just having some more fun and unique items is really all I could ask for. Maybe pulling some items from across the Mario universe again and just having some fun ones that really change up the way the game is played, and just some really unique track designs as well. There's not much you can do to really mess up a Mario Kart game. I know there's some that are just not as good as others, Mario Kart 7, but yeah, I mean, it's really hard to just make it a miserable experience, especially for a home console Mario Kart game, and with the graphical power of what the Switch 2 is apparently going to have, it's going to be pretty amazing. So I can't wait to see what the future of Mario Kart holds. Mario Kart 8, 10 years old. What a timeline do we live in. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Drop your favorite memory from Mario Kart 8 or even Mario Kart 8 Deluxe down below, and let me know what you want to see from Mario Kart 9, 10, X, Crossroads, whatever it's going to be called. Definitely let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe before you head out, though. We are almost at 300,000 subscribers, and you can definitely make this happen like very, very soon, because a lot of you watching are still not yet subscribed. So yeah, just leave a like and subscribe, and of course, like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.